Alright, so here's what I got for the Selway Bitterroot trip. So, after speaking to let's see here, after speaking to the Moose Creek Ranger District Fen Ranger Station, I got in touch with a nice lady. Her name's Leanne Nelson, and she got me in contact with an outfitter that understands the conditions on the ground. And due to a lot of road issues, pretty much our best bet is to start from the Wilderness Gateway campground down here, right off Highway 12. So we're not going to really need super crazy four-wheel drive access to get here. To get to the spot that I want to go, it is going to be 25 miles, and this is due to some routing issues. I had to reference a lot of the trail clearing operations that were going down here in this district, and I pieced together a route with the trails that have all been cleared back in 2020. Anyways, we're going to start through here. We're gonna follow Boulder Creek for quite a ways here, and I'm gonna rotate this around. Then we're gonna hop on to Surprise Creek, and this is gonna take us up over Stanley Butte. Okay, and I was told that you can see quite a bit of you can see the Montana border from this lookout here. It's not a lookout, but it's this peak. And then, of course, we've got to traverse quite a few switchbacks to get down here, and this will get us into Old Man Meadows. Now, to get to a very primitive area, I have kind of decided that the best route is to go off trail, and we're going to follow this basin here, and we're going to hug right along Elizabeth Lake. And we could stop at Florence Lake, camp there, and then the next day try to tackle. That'll be nearly 22 miles at that point. If we could do that in a day, that would be pretty impressive. Not to mention the fact that this is all going to be bushwhacking right here. But we can camp out at Old Man Meadows and maybe tackle the last section. But what we're going to do, and I use slope angles to devise the safest route up over this, but as you can see, there's going to be some bushwhacking and some scrambling / bouldering up here in this granite, and we can summit this saddle right here and then use that to get down into the North Three Links Lakes, which is a very remote spot in the Craigs. We could camp there, and then what I want to do is ascend Fen Mountain. Alright, that's the idea. This is probably going to require 4 days minimum to do this properly and safely. We don't want to do anything crazy. But there was other options for routes, but this is pretty much the best because we have lots of water access along these trails to get up to Stanley Butte. And there's even a hot spring here, which is kind of interesting. I heard it's pretty popular. So there's a good chance we'll see a lot of people up until this hot spring. But past that, I mean, we're going to be, especially if we go midweek, chances are we're not going to see anybody. And then on top of that, we're not going to see a damn soul back in here. Yeah, that's kind of where my mind's at with this trip. 28, so it'll be 50-mile round trip, and I think the best course of action is to take 4 days to do it, and it's going to be brutal. Especially coming back up Stanley Butte, you can tell that's pretty gnarly. And then, gosh, I'm really curious what the conditions are here in this basin. But you can see like a glacier just fucking plowed right through here and then died. But yeah, that's the plan. And this I think that we really need to take a look at this when we get here. According to the ranger, very few people come back in here. But there's a good chance that we'll see remnants of fire rings from a long time ago, because this stuff used to be accessed pretty heavily back in like the 70s and the 60s, but a lot of the trails have just kind of vanished. And I did hear from the outfitter that she has heard of people taking horses to Three Links Meadows and hiking up into these lakes here from that angle. But we don't have horses, and to get to Three Links Meadow would be a pain in the fucking ass. So I'm really thinking that this is the best route. But yeah, apparently, especially atop of Fen Mountain, we're going to have just a spectacular view of the crags. I mean, you can see that these mountains are really intense. Early July probably is the best bet, but I'm going to continue calling. I think that we might be able to go before that. It just depends on the snow melt. And I'm going to call them on a weekly basis to see what the status is. But right now, they're still, I mean, this shit would just be ridiculous to try to hike into right now. But yeah, there it is, man.